Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be covering 90 Day Fiance season 7 episode 8. This episode was not as exciting as I wanted to be or as I hoped for, but it wasn't as boring as last week's. So with that being said, I don't think this is the last episode of the year, but if it's not the last episode, we're coming to the last episode of 2019. So we're going to start off with Anne and Marcel. There really wasn't much to talk about. Marcel finally confronts his family about Anna having 3 kids. I don't even know why I say confront, because he's just informing them. Marcel, what is he, almost 40, if not 40, and he's still kind of tiptoeing around his family. So he calls, I don't know if it was a sister or sister-in-law, and says, what did he say? He said, Anna has 3 kids. And I'm just like, Marcel, that's not, yes, she does have 3 kids, but he makes it seem like, oh my god, Anna has 3 kids, like he didn't know. Instead of saying like, I have a secret to tell you, this is something I didn't tell you before, but Anna has 3 kids. So as soon as he told his family, all of a sudden they started shitting on Anna, and they were just like, oh, she's not good for you. People have been talking ish about her. Why can't you find a Turkish woman? People have been talking ish about you. Like, she lied to you. She played you. Go home. Like, come home. And when his family said that, like, oh, she took you for a fool, Marcel should have been man enough to say, no, she didn't. She let me know beforehand that she has kids. Having 3 kids is not something you can hide from your significant other when they're planning on living with you. So Marcel knew coming into this that she had 3 kids. This wasn't a surprise. If it was a surprise, I would say that would be one thing, but it wasn't. So, and then it's just like, well, my family said to come home, so I'm going home. I'm like, Marcel, you're a grown-ass man. You want to marry who you want to marry. You're up in age. This is not like you're 22 about to make a dumb decision. And yet he decides that, well, he's going to book it home. So we'll see what happens with them. But that was kind of it with their storyline. So next we have Michael and Juliana. Very small segment as well. She keeps bringing up the prenup, which you have to fault Michael's ex-wife because she brought it up, put all this stuff in her head, and her realizing that she's not safe. Not as in like Michael's physically violent or anything, but like there was one point where he said, it's over, I'm gone. And she was left stranded. She had no money. She probably even back then wasn't even thinking logically about, okay, this man's taking care of me, so let me put some money away. She probably just thought, you know, he's my man for life, like it's just me and him, and he just left her high and dry. So she doesn't want to feel that way, and I don't think she's a loser or a dumb person. I just think that now everything has been put into perspective that she can think about, okay, long-term goals, what do I want to do for a career? I can't have this man rely on me. And I felt like Michael, he kind of come off a little bit grimy because it seems like he was going to always have a prenup in place, but kind of slip it in and have her sign it and not know what it is. Because he gets us really annoyed when she keeps bringing it up, and he's just like, why are you bringing it up? Why are you bringing it up? Because you could easily manipulate the prenup to be mostly in your favor, and she would never know. So he's kind of annoyed. But she keeps bringing it up and says, like, I need to be independent, I need to do my own thing, which I agree wholeheartedly, because she's a young girl, she has her life ahead of her. She can't be thinking that she's just gonna settle down and rely on this one man. She needs to do something with her life. So apparently she's bugging Michael so much, he's like, you know what, fine, no prenup. Which I don't believe that, because the prenup is also security for your children, and for him to throw that away over his new young wife, it won't look good if it doesn't work out in the long run, and then your kids suffer because of it. And the only reason why you decided not to do it is because she was bugging you, and she kept bugging you. So I hope that they still sign the prenup, but Juliana also gets to think about what she wants to pursue in her new life in America. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna go to Tonya and Sinjin. So Sinjin is bored. He's in America doing chores, nothing to do, no one to see, no one to talk to. Tanya's mom definitely does not seem like the social type, especially because Sinjin ate a piece of her cake and she made it known that this is my cake, drank some of her whiskey, let him know that this is her whiskey, this is not an our thing, this is a her thing. And Sinjin has no resources to work, to go out, talk to people. He's just kind of locked away. And he's already insecure, so having him locked away, and especially away from Tonya, is a hard thing for him. While Tonya looks like she's living her best life. She's met some friends, they're having fun, and I can see it from both their sides. I feel like from Tanya's side, no, I don't like someone who's on my case, someone who keeps bothering me and stuff. But this is also, I'm not marrying a man from my city where he has friends and he has families. Like, why don't you go do something else to occupy your time? When my significant other only has me, there's a lot of pressure on me. And I'm not the type of person who checks up with you all the time, texts you all the time, talks with you all the time. But if you only rely on me, I know that I would obviously need to change. And I also understand it from Sinjin's side. I allowed you to go while we were in this process. I'm still getting to know you, and now I don't have you here. Can you please shoot me some text here and there to make me feel something? You can't call me, you can't talk to me, but you can text me saying, like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that type of thing, especially because he's left alone. So it's just like, I can't do anything. And her mother is not the friendliest kind, where it's like, oh, you know, your mom, hanging out with your mom is fun and stuff like this. It's like he's in his own prison. So I feel like Tonya needs to understand where Sinjin's coming from, and for her to kind of adjust a little bit because of how dramatic this move is for him. Okay, with that being said, we're going to do Robert and Annie. So it's Annie's birthday. They have a little home celebration. Robert says, okay, what do you want to do for your birthday? She said, I want to go dancing. I want to go to a strip club. So they go to some, like this, it looked kind of run down. There's a strip club, and she's watching the girls, like, oh my god, they're so sexy. She's getting lap dances. She's having the time of her life, while Robert's standing there like, and he doesn't really, he's kind of looking at her sideways, so just like, oh, you like that? Oh, you're trying to touch that girl? Oh, this? Like, you're supposed to be my soon-to-be wife? Like, why is she wilding? Which I didn't think she was, but whatever. And then, so Robert's looking at her sideways. So then they go out the next day for coffee, and they're talking and stuff, and Robert's like, so is there something you want to tell me? So are you into women? And he explains to Robert about like a sexual experience she had with a woman and she liked it. And she's also interested in doing more and pursuing it. Whether it's a threesome with them or her reenacting some of her fantasies. Robert was not having it. Robert said, excuse me, I'm not trying to look for a woman who wants to be with other women, other men. He's looking for something strictly monogamous. Even though I feel like Annie would be okay with that. It's just she describes Robert to be very boring, and she's young. She still wants to have fun, and Robert is looking for a mother figure or a glorified babysitter for his child. So, I don't know. It always makes me wonder, what type of conversation could you really have with someone in 8 hours that would make you propose to them? Then you propose to them and they come over to live with you and stuff, and everything just hits the fan. Like, I'm not even questioning it, because it's Robert and his brokenness. And I love the next episode when his sister tells her that, like, Robert's poor. So then next we have Mike and Natalie. I'm kind of done with this couple. I don't think they need to be together because of a number of reasons. They did not discuss very important reasons. When you're bringing up a child or building a long-term relationship, they can't see eye to eye on different things. They're both reacting negatively towards it, and I just think that they shouldn't be together. I'm kind of tired of Natalie just kind of like speaking closed mouth, and just she's not very open. And Robert, I'm happy he finally told her about him being in debt, but even Natalie was like, well, if I found out from before, I wouldn't even pursue this. But she claims she's gonna help him pay it off and stuff like that. That's all I kind of want to talk about with them. They're not interesting to me. They're kind of boring, and it seems like they're constantly fighting. And they don't even have the K1 visa. So there was another so this is Blake and Jasmine. There's another small segment with them. Okay, so Jasmine. So they're gonna go on a double date to meet up with Blake's best friend and his girl because they're all very close. He wants her to fit in, things of that nature. So they're talking about their future, what to expect here. So they're asking her about, like, okay, like, for a job, and like, what do you think you're gonna do? And she's like, I wasn't really thinking about that because, like, I kind of want to be a stay-at-home mom and take care of kids and, you know, maybe do that. And they're like, okay, cool. When are you planning on having kids? And then she's like, oh, like, maybe, like, I don't know, 3, 5, maybe 5 years from now. And I'm like, girl, are you not doing the math? Things are not adding up. How are you gonna be a stay-at-home mom 5 years from now? So what are you doing in the meantime? It doesn't seem like she wants to work. I don't know if she just wants a man to just throw money at her, but if she wants that, then she needs a Michael and not a Blake. She also seems to not care about making friends, which is like the weirdest thing. You're gonna be living in this country and you're just like, I don't really care about making friends and stuff like that. As long as I have my sister, I'm good. And I'm like, so to me, Jasmine is an official loner, and like, I've now accepted this is her personality. She's just a loner. She'd rather be by herself. She's not social. So I'll just leave it as I'll leave it at that. So then, last but not least, we have Michael and Angela. So unfortunately, Michael was denied the K1 visa. I felt so bad for him when he was crying to Angela. I knew they weren't going to break up, but I just kind of felt bad because whether their love is real or not, he fought for this K1. Like, this is his opportunity, and unfortunately he couldn't get approved. So to me, I'm confused on like what does the future mean for their relationship. Is she going to get married in Nigeria? Is she going to get married? Who's going to be toting a baby if there's a baby still in the picture? There's so much questions I have and no answers. Also, and I hate how Angela thinks that she has the right because she pays taxes for her fiance in another country to come over. I'm like, Angela, calm down. So then, this was one of the first times I see Michael standing up for his girl when his friend called her trash and said she's trashy. Okay, if you don't, okay, let's say Angela's not trashy, but she has trashy behavior. She displays trashy behavior. And Michael was not having that. Michael got up and swiped that man's glasses. I'm like, do you know how expensive glasses are? If my glasses got swiped, like, we're fighting on site. So he swipes glasses, don't talk to my girl like that, blah, blah, blah. And then he swipes, I don't know if they were like cups and stuff, you hear glass break. He was like, I don't want to talk about him, I don't want to be around him, blah, 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 blah. And his friends are trying to calm him down. And like, it's funny because his other friends agree that Angela is like not it, but Michael's like, you don't understand, I love this girl, I'm doing everything to be with this girl, I want this to work. And I felt so bad for him because he's trying so hard, and I'm happy that Angela will be able to see these clips of Michael standing up for her, so she won't give him a hard time. And like, Michael's willing to drop his friends for Angela, so I don't know. It can't be because Angela's taking care of Michael, because Angela doesn't make that much money to stretch amongst all these people. He could very much have feelings for her and also want a green card too. But so that's the end of my recap of 90 Day Fiance season 7 episode 8. This episode was okay, much better than last episode. Next episode is like meh, but don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
I'm just a dumb cunt, fucking sick and tired of it. Maybe I could front love, maybe I could buy a zip, maybe I get fucked up. Next time I could save some. Why it's gotta be like this? Why it's gotta be that way? Put it inside. Feel so rise up, banging on that loud.